I was profoundly stuck. And I created a scenario in my internal dialogue that supported that. And I just could not do it anymore. And I knew I needed help. And I still am so surprised that nutrition had such an amazing impact on that. And I still do. I go back to it that nutrition is nourishing. So if you're nourishing one aspect of your body, then the rest is going to fall into place. It's going to start nourishing everything. And that is really what's happened. It's emotional, mental, spiritual, looking at all the biometrics, all that we've done, from sleep to stress, getting curious and finding solutions. My God. So it's really changed me.
Now, what was your mindset, your self-talk, the internal dialogue, your outlook on life? What were those things like before you joined the coaching program?
My mindset vacillated between positive and negative, but and then I knew that there was something more for me. It's this feeling that is easy to ignore and talk myself out of, and I did a very good job of that, which you've helped me with putting that by the side, looking at it and putting it by the side. But that feeling of like there's just something more, and I wanted to learn more. And getting that first initial "I'm going to do this" was a big hurdle. Reaching out to you, actually. It was a big hurdle. Like, all those things. Do I deserve this? You've started things before and didn't finish it, and then trying to navigate that. And there was just something inside of me. It's like, you've wanted to learn about this. You want to get into it. So do it. And luckily it happened. I'm very grateful it happened.
What's changed now that you've gone through this process, that you've got the tools?
In my internal life?
Yeah.
One of the most noticeable is that I'm less anxious. That internal body system has quieted down so much. And, part of it's food. And then part of it's, like I said, working on myself and starting to surround myself with people who, instead of just bringing negativity, like I'm choosing people who are supporting you, what you're doing, ask questions about what you're doing, get a kick out of how you're living. And I also want to be an example to others for that.
How did you feel about that investment before joining the program?
You mean right before, or like when I was making the decision?
I mean, a lot of people fear making a big investment, especially having failed before, seeing the cost. Not the cheapest program out there. What were your thoughts? My thoughts
weren't based in desperation. That's the word that's coming up. It wasn't in desperation. It just had this like nagging quality on me. It's like, I was like, you have to do it. You have to do it. You want to do it. Why aren't you doing it? You want to do it. Why aren't you doing it? And that was months of like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing this? And then you had this group program, and one being in the middle of the pandemic for where I live, it was still, isolating. And I was like, this is perfect. I mean, you're just like your teacher comes to you when you're ready. And then it was just, I'm doing it, and I did it. Here I am.
And looking back on that same investment, how do you feel about it today?
I made a lot of different investments in my life, and this is by far one of the top two. I mean, I've done a lot of, I've lived a good life, right? And I've done a lot of things, and this investment is the one that has moved the needle really far, and it's still moving the needle. It's reminded me who I am and who I want to be.
The last question I have for you is, what would you tell someone who's on the fence and considering investing and getting the guidance? They know it's what they need, but they're terrified of the investment. They're afraid to make the leap. What would you tell them?
I would say do it 100%. It's amazing. There's this, like when you step into something and you know it's going to change you, that I think there can be a scary moment, right? I don't know if I want to change, but I'm telling you, the change is gentle and it's also profound, and it will improve your life. Every day I look at the things that we did with our vision board, and I'm hitting all of them. Never in my life would I have said that before. I would have been actually someone who was like, I'm not going to envision anything for my life. And then this program, you and people in it, I can envision a life. That's pretty great. And especially as a woman who's menopausal, our society says that it's over for us. That's it. It was nice having you around. We'll see you later. And it's really quite the opposite, isn't it? Here we are, we're taking up space and we matter. Our dreams matter. We still can have dreams and we can still implement them. And because we're paying attention to our nutrition, we have the energy to implement them. I'm just so appreciative of you, and you live your values. You have a goal of supporting women through this journey, and it's really apparent. And it's amazing to witness you supporting everyone in the program. That's another thing that I like about what we're doing, is that it's not isolated with just me. I get to share with other people and witness on the back end, like what they're doing and how you support them. And in that way, you teach me how to support myself too.